गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे। परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ। को गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर, शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, 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 गीता परिवार हमारा।
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं
मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। संग्राममय जीवन धरा पर विजय रथ ले हम चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। हो समर्पण लखन जैसा राम जैसा त्याग हो। भीष्म सा हो नियम पालन शौर्य में अभिमन्यु हो। आपदाओं को कुचल कर वीर बालक हम चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। बुद्ध जैसे कारुणिक हो धीर हम महावीर से। ध्रुव जैसे निश्चयी सत्याग्रही प्रहलाद से। दुर्दम्य सारे संकटों में अग्निपथ पर भी खिले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। हनुमान से सेवाव्रती जिज्ञासु हो नचिकेत से। कर्मयोगी कृष्ण जैसे वीर हो हम पार्थ से। बलिदान गोविंद सिंह सहो स्वार्थ सारा ही चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। देशभक्ति हो शिवासम प्रेम हो गौरांग सा। स्वाभिमान प्रताप सा हो तेज झांसी वाली सा। जलती शहीदों की चिता से हृदय में अंगार ले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। संग्राममय जीवन धरा पर विजय रथ ले हम चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। ध्येय ज्योति नित जले।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनऊ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna. In Zoom meeting, if you want to turn off the notification of Zoom chats, then click on the chats and then click on these three dots. Turn off notifications, click on that. Click on the mute option and now chats notification will not disturb you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. With reverence, I bow down to the lotus feet of Sri Hari and Parampujya Swamiji Acharya Sri Govinda Devagiri Ji Maharaj. Currently, Navratri is going on. And on this auspicious day, on behalf of Geeta Pariwar, I, Dr. Pooja Sharma, extend a heartfelt welcome to all of you in this sacred Vivechan session of 11th chapter of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Before we start, there is some important points we should know as a sadhak. If there is no sound, during the Vivechan session, if you are not able to hear the sound, then please plug in the headphone and increase the volume of your device, whether phone, computer, or iPhone. So if no sound, this is the precautions. Chat box blinking continuously. That means you are receiving messages. Then tap on the bell icon at the top right corner of a mute notification. Voice breaking or cutting. If you are not able to hear the Vivechan of our respected Vivechak, then please check your internet connection. If possible, instead of your mobile data, kindly use Wi-Fi. Screen is not visible. Then please click on the start video in Zoom. If screen is blur, if it is blurred, then it happens due to slow internet connection. Please switch to your network. Zoom keeps disconnected. If you are continuously leaving this Zoom meeting, then please join from YouTube so you will not miss any of the important point of our Vivechan. If Zoom suddenly close, then please rejoin. It may possible because of internet connection. Now let us start with the prayer. So the negativity will be removed and the positivity will increase in us. For prayer, I would like to invite Meenakshi Sharma ji from Jaipur. She joined Geeta Pariwar in October 22 and currently giving seva as a trainer. Welcome, Didi.
जय श्री कृष्ण वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं जय श्री कृष्ण.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you for your divine prayer. Now we will move on to Deepa Prajwalan. I would like to invite Arvind Joshi Bhaiya from Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. He joined Geeta Pariwar in 21 and currently giving seva as a trainer, mentor and examiner. Welcome, Bhaiya.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you so much, Bhaiya, for because of your Deepa Prajwalan, the whole session is getting enlightened. I would like to inform you one more thing that tomorrow at 11 a.m. we have Ao Geeta Sevi Bane in Hindi. Kindly join that session and give your seva in the lotus feet of Sri Hari. And today also at 8:30 p.m. The session is in English. So those who want to give any seva, kindly join the session and you can serve in any department. तेजे आरतीची आरास केली एक विसावी दिशा तयांचे लक्षणे प्रकाश काय वर्णू. That means it was though the brilliant of countless sacred lamps has been spread across all the 21 directions at once. The radiance of that vision was indescribable. How can one possible to put such light into words? That is our 11th adhyay. So to understand this secret, we will join our Vivechan session today. I feel honored to introduce today's Vivechak Adaraniya Shri Vikas Vaidya Bhaiya, a dedicated Geeta sadhak and a trainer. He holds a degree in BE in Mechanical Engineering and PGDBM and has lived at a NRI for more than 12 years, traveling across the world. Currently based in Pune, he owns his own IT company and is fluent in 6 languages, that is Hindi, Marathi, English, Indonesian, Malaysian and Spanish. For the last more than 5 years, he has been reciting all 18 adhyayas of Bhagavad Gita daily. He is a trainer of all levels in Gita Pariwar, involved in the trainer selection and their training too. He is also actively involved in the teaching and Vivechan Satra of Vishnu Sahasram as a dedicated member of Gita Pariwar Pune, and guides Gita Vratis for Shrungeri Peeth exams, where he himself secured first prize from Jagadguru Shankaracharya ji. Now I request Adaraniya Vikas Vaidya Bhaiya ji to enlighten us with his knowledge. Bhaiya.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं जय श्री कृष्ण टू ऑल. पूज्य स्वामी जी के चरण कमलों में कोटि कोटि नमन. We are studying Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga, 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Last time we had covered up to shloka number 15, in which Arjuna has started describing that Vishwarupa. 15th shloka was Arjuna uvacha pashyami devaंस्तव देवदेहे सर्वां सदा भूत विशेष संघान ब्रह्माणमीशं कमलासनस्थं ऋषिश्च सर्वान् दुर्गांश्च दिव्यान्. So with this he starts describing this Vishwarupa of Bhagavan Vishnu or Krishna, whatever you call. Continue. Shlok number 16. Arjuna further says, Anek bahu daravaktra netram pashyami tvan sarvato nantarupam nantanna madhyanna punaspavadim pashyami vishveshwar vishwarupa. So Aneka bahu. Anek means many. Bahu, arms. Udar is bellies. Vaktra is mouth. Netram, we know, eyes. Pashyami is I see. Tvam, you. Sarvata, on all sides. Ananta Rupam is form. Ananta is unlimited. Ananta Rupam, unlimited forms. Na Antam, no end. Na Madhyam, no middle. Na Punah, no again. Tava, your. Adim is the beginning. Pashyami, I see. Vishweshwara, the Lord of universe. And Vishwarupa in the form of universe. So Arjuna says that I see your infinite forms in every direction, with countless arms, with countless stomachs, with countless faces, and with countless eyes. O Lord of universe, Vishweshwara, whose forms is the universe itself. You are Vishwarup. You are Vishweshwar as well as you are Vishwarup. You are the creator and you are the creation. I do not see in you any beginning, any middle, or any end. Nantanna madhyanna punastavadim. So in Sanskrit, one of the names of Lord is Vishnu. As we all know, Vishnu is Lord's name. Vishnu means he who is everywhere. He who has pervaded everywhere. That is Vishnu. One Vishnu has 1000 names as we study in Vishnu Sahasranam. Vishnu Sahasranam is the most pleasant, deeply soothing poem in Sanskrit. And every name is to remind us of all embracing, all pervading presence of Lord. Geeta Pariwar conducts classes in over now 10-12 languages, I think, for Vishnu Sahasranam, teaching Vishnu Sahasranam, which is a very beautiful and supremely effective stotra, Vishnu Sahasranam. Those who have learned, they have experienced it. Those who have not, I urge them to learn from Geeta Pariwar this supremely effective stotra, Vishnu Sahasranam. Okay, coming back to shloka, Anika Bahu Dharavaktra Netram Pashyami Tvam Sarvato Nantarupam Nantanna Madhyanna Panatpavadin Pashyami Vishweshwara Vishwarupa. It is said that when the suffering of Mother Earth became too great for her to bear, she came to Lord Vishnu, the Lord of Love, and begged to Lord Vishnu to incarnate himself in a human body, to lead the humanity back to the unity of love. The God of love is pleaded with this request by the Mother Earth. This is the story behind the baby Krishna's birth. On Krishna's birth, as is the tradition, his foster parents, that means Yashoda and Nanda, they invited a great sage named Garga Rishi, to give their new child his name, Namakaran Vidhi, what we call. Neither Yashoda nor Nanda nor anyone in that village knew about the real nature of Krishna. But Garga Rishi, he had only to see the baby to realize that he had been invited to name the God himself. He falls on his knees to worship the newborn child. Then he asks the foster mother Yashoda and the father Nanda in his choked voice, what name can I give to this little baby, little boy, who already has 1000 names? He is Vishnu himself. What name would you want me to give him? It is a beautiful way of reminding us that the Lord is in everyone, that all our names are his names. It is just a poetic way of saying Vishnu Sahasranam, but actually God has billions of names because he is there in everybody. All our names are his names only because he is there in us, isn't it? But the problem with us is that we don't recognize God within us and suppress the godly sentiment arising in our heart due to material attractions. We have seen in Adhyaya 13, Upadrashtanamanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwara paramatmitya pikto dehesmin purushapara, which describe the different roles of God in our life. Upadrashta, he is a witness, then he becomes Hanumanta, the approver, then he becomes Bharta, the caretaker, then he becomes Bhokta, a partner with us, and ultimately he becomes Maheshwara in us. Now this progress depends on how we meditate upon, how we devote. We don't reach up to that Maheshwar level, unfortunately. And when we reach, then we also start acting as the God would have acted. We have to see the God around us. A small story. Can we help a stranger with so much of patience? It's the God quality, isn't it? God attribute. The on-duty nurse, she was there on duty, one nurse, she took a worried young man who was an army major to the bed. He was in uniform of army major. She took him to the bed. Your son has come, she said very softly to the old man who was lying on the bed in that hospital. She had to repeat these words many times, over and over again, before the old man opened his eyes, because he was almost half unconscious. Unconsciousness caused due to the pain of heart attack that he had. He was hardly able to open his eyes and somehow managed to see this young man who was uniformed in major standing outside the oxygen tank, oxygen tent, which he was supported with oxygen. The young man extended his hand towards this old man lying on the bed with oxygen in his nose, oxygen tubes in his nose. In order to convey his love and affection to that elder man, the major went close to him and made an attempt to hug him carefully. After this loving moment, the major held those old hands tightly in his young fingers and made him feel that, don't worry, I am here. I am with you. Seeing these touching moments, the nurse immediately brought a chair so that the major could sit by the side of the bed. Thank you, sister, this major said to sister, and followed with a polite acknowledgement that yes, thanks. All the night, the young man, that major, he sat there in that poorly lit ward, just holding the old man's hand, uttering many words of affection, love and strength, giving him the mental strength that I am here, don't worry. Several times in between, the nurse urged that major that you also should take rest, which the major politely turned down, saying that no, I am comfortable, I am sitting here with this old man. Okay. Every time the nurse came to the ward, he remained oblivious. He did not notice also that the nurse had come. He just sat there on that chair holding the old man's hand. The rumble of the oxygen tank, the exchange of laughter from the night staff members in the hospital in that ward, the cries and groans of other patients in that ward, nothing seemed to break the concentration of that young major. The nurse, she always heard the major muttering some soft, sweet words to that elderly man. The old man did not say anything and only held his son's hand tightly throughout the night. That was the posture in which both were sitting, both were there throughout the night. At the dawn, the old man passed away. The major let go of his lifeless hands and went to inform the nurse. All the night, the major had just sat there on the chair, and he did just what he should have done. He waited. Finally, when the nurse returned, and before she could say anything to show sympathy to this young major, the major stopped her and asked her, "Who was this man? Who was this man?" The nurse was shocked. "He was your father," she replied to him. "No, he was not my father." The major replied, "I have never seen him before in my life. So why did not you say anything when I took you to him?" The major said, "I understood right away that there had been some mistake. But I also knew that he needed his son and his son was not there." The nurse kept listening but got confused. The major said further that when I realized that the old man was very ill, breathing his last, he needed his son, and I stayed back there as his son. "So then what was your purpose of visiting the hospital?" The nurse asked that major. "If it was not your father, why did you come to hospital then?" Then the major replied, "Well, I came here to find one Mr. Vikram Salaria. I wanted to inform that Mr. Vikram Salaria that his son was killed last night in Jammu and Kashmir, and I was sent here by the army to inform him about the death of his son. But the man whose hand you were holding throughout the night, he was Vikram Salaria only," the nurse informed him. Both nurse and that major, they stood in complete silence for some time, as both realized that nothing could be more reassuring to a dying man than the hand of his son. In life, if someone needs us like this, then we too just say that just be with them till the end. Our words, our enthusiasm, our assurance, and the other person feeling that we are there with him are enough to heal them. Share your abundance with those who are unable. Generosity is our natural condition. There is a godly attribute. Empathy is to understand someone else's feelings, and that naturally. What they are feeling, what feeling they have aroused in us. But unless we are stable, patient, and calm from inside, let alone helping others, we would be far from even fulfilling our own real goal of life. Our behavior matters a lot. Whenever we see anyone, any form, we must not see only the external form, but also indwelling reality of that form. This is the true vision, to see the inner beauty of that form, which liberates us from the sense of diversity and makes us realize the oneness of all existences. Now, how to do this? How to see the inner beauty of people around us or events that are happening around us? Gita teaches us the way. In 6th Adhyay, in Atma Sanyog, Paramatma has taught us the technique of meditation. You can see the beauty, inner beauty of all around you if you open your third eye, which is Bhror Madhye, between these eyebrows, those two eyes. How to open the third eye? Do the third eye meditation. How to do third eye meditation? So this is not a meditation class, but we can discuss, no? Simple steps to be followed for third eye meditation, which will open the third eye with repeated practice, of course. And then we can see the inner beauty of people, disregarding their external appearance. How to do it? Take 3 deep breaths through your nose and exhale with mouth. Do it 3 times. When everything has calmed down, then you focus here, Bhror Madhye. Bring all your Chetana, your Prana here on third eye and sit in a Dhyana Mudra like this. Sit on Dhyana Mudra, put on a meditation music, and many musics are available on YouTube also. Or if you have Alexa at home, you can order Alexa. Alexa, play meditation music for 60 minutes. She will play promptly. So sit in this posture, focus here between this, and just keep watching your inhale and exhale, breathing. Keep only observing the breathing. Initially, the thoughts will come. Let them come, let them go, let them come, let them go. You keep yourself busy only in observing the breathing and focusing here. With repeated practice of this netra, which is called, this place is called Ajna Chakra. Ajna Chakra. Ajna Chakra, Ajna means Adesh. With repeated practice, when this Ajna Chakra is invoked, when it is opened, whatever we say, the Srishti, the nature, takes it as a Adesh. And that is the way we open our third eye. So this is a technique. You can check with your guru how to open third eye. But opening third eye is a must if you want to see the inner beauty of people. It is not merely temples or holy places that we should have this vision. But even in the marketplace and bazaars, we should be able to maintain the consciousness of unity and diversity. We must feel the divine presence in and around us. Then the Maheshwar in us gets the karma done from us, which he expects us to do. Upadrashtanumantacha bharta bhakta Maheshwara. So ultimately the Maheshwar gets the work done from us. Okay, coming back to this shloka, Arjuna uses 2 adjectives in this shloka, Vishwarupa and Vishweshwara. Vishweshwara means controller of universe. And Vishwarupa means universal form. He implies, O Lord Krishna, this universe is nothing but your own manifestation. You are Vishweshwara, the creator, and you are the Vishwarupa, the creation, the manifestation. And you are also the Supreme Master. Further, he expresses the vastness of the form. He is experiencing by saying that from whichever angle he looks, he cannot see any end to the Lord's manifestation. When he searches for the beginning, he is unable to find from where it starts. Being birthless, obviously, he has no beginning, isn't it? When he tries to see the middle, he again gets no success. He cannot find the middle. And when he searches for the end, again he finds no success, no limit. No limit to that panorama manifesting in front of him. Again, because he is birthless and he has no end. So how can he see the end? Meaning God, being omnipresent, is visible the same all over and every time with no beginning, no middle and no end. Continue further with next shloka, shloka 17. Kiritinanga chakrinancho tejorashim sarvato deeptimantam pasyamitvan durniriksham samantad deeptandalarkadditam aprameyam. Kiritanam. Kirit is the mukut, crown. Gadinam. Gadinam is gada, the mace. Chakranam, the chakra, disc. Only chakra is said, but Shankha and Padma is included. Conch and lotus is also included in this. Teja Rashi. Teja Rashi is effulgence. Sarvata, on all sides. Diptimantam, glowing. Diptimantam. Pashyami, I see. Tvam, you. Durniriksham. Durniriksham, very difficult to see. Samantat, everywhere. Deepta Anal, blazing fire. Arka, of the sun. Arka is sun. Of the sun. Dyutim, of the sunshine. And Aprameyam, immeasurable. So God says, the Arjuna says, seeing that Vishwarupa, that I see you wearing a crown, Kiritanam, carrying mace, gada, and chakra, disc in your hand. Your radiance is blinding and immeasurable, aprameyam. It fills the universe with light like fiery sun blazing in every direction. Normally sun is in the east, but here the sun is there in all the directions. Physical eyes get blinded upon seeing something very bright, isn't it? The cosmic form before Arjuna had a brilliance that exceeded thousands of blazing suns. Just as sun dazzles the eyes, the universal form was simply stunning. The only reason Arjuna could behold it was because he had received the divine eyes from the Lord. Divya Drishti he got from Lord. Then the universal form, Arjuna perceived the form of four-armed Vishwarupa. Kiritanam Gadinai Chakranancha. Gada and Chakra in his hand. The famous emblems of Lord Vishnu is the mace, the conch, the disc, and the lotus flower. So here the description of Bhagavan Vishnu is there, and Arjuna says, I am seeing Vishnu here in this Vishwarupa. Now Hindus worship the sun. We worship the sun god, isn't it? It is a very personal way of saying thank you to the sun god who makes it possible for us to live, to work, to play, to go to school or to go to office, or even to make money. For us, he is not just the sun who gives us light, he is the Divakar. If you see the literal meaning of Divakar is day maker. So he makes our day every day. He makes our day. He makes our day. We draw our light from him. We draw our heat from him. And we get our food from him. All lives depend upon the continuous miracle of sun. Conch, chakra, mace, and lotus are the symbols depicting Lord Vishnu. Now Arjuna is seeing Krishna not as Krishna, but as Lord Vishnu. And the Lord is aprameyam, immeasurable. Why? See, there are three things in this universe. One is jnana, second is jnaya, and third is jnata. So jnata is the knower. Jnaya is the thing that is to be known. And the jnana is the process of knowing. Our antakaran is the knower, the subject. The senses are a medium of knowing. And the material world is the object of knowing. Thus, when it is said that God is incomprehensible, aprameyam, it means that God can never become the object of knowing. God can never become the subject of our antakaran. God is neither smell, nor color, nor sound, nor taste. And our senses can do only this, not beyond this. So how can the God fall in the purview of our sensory or mental perception? And that is why Parabrahma is said to be incomprehensible, inconceivable, and imperceptible. So here, the Lord's cosmic form retains the famous emblems, the club, discus, and also the crown. So it is not said clearly, but it includes the conch and the lotus also, which are the emblems of Lord Vishnu. And Tejo Rashi, the cosmic form of Lord was a mass of splendor. That is, where was unlimited glitter, radiance. Divi Surya Sahasrasya in front of him. Sarvato Diptimantam, radiating, throwing effulgence on all sides, shining on all sides, is Sarvato Diptimantam. Then further, this radiance of the cosmic form of the Lord was that of blazing fire and the sun. As the radiance of the sun blazes our eyes, the Lord's radiance also dazzles the eyes. The eyes could not bear the sight. Turniriksham. The splendor and effulgence of the Lord was limitless and immeasurable on all sides, and no other splendor can stand in comparison with it. In a nutshell, the view of the cosmic form is immeasurable because God is beyond time, God is beyond space, God is beyond causation. The measures apply only to the world of mind and senses. Blinding because this radiance of divine splendor is supra-earthly. It is not something from this earth. It is supra-earthly. It can be glimpsed only when the bondage of world has been disconnected and Brahmavastha has been attained. Even the Vishnu form of God is visible to Arjuna. It is indicated by the words Kirit, Gada, Chakra, crown, mace, and discus. So this is how the description of that Vishwarupa goes on. Further, Tvamaksharam paramam veditavyan tvamasya vishvasya parannidhanam vavyaya shashvata dharma gopta sanatanatsvam purusho matomi. Tvamaksharam paramam veditavyam. Tvamaksharam paramam veditavyam tvamasya vishvasya parannidhanam vavyaya shashvata dharma gopta sanatanatsvam purusho matomi. You alone are indestructible, supreme, being worthy of being known. Viditavyam. Tvamasya Vishwasya. You are the supreme God, the supreme Parabrahma. You are the ultimate creator, the foundation, the only support of this universe. You are the imperishable protector of eternal dharma, dharma gopta. You alone are the boundless eternal Purush. This is my opinion, matome. Arjuna says, matome, my opinion. So Arjuna announced that he recognized the sovereignty of Krishna's position as the Supreme Lord, who is the supporter of all creations, and who is to be known by all scriptures. Kathopanishad says, Sarva Veda Yat Padmana Mananti, meaning that the aim of Vedic mantras is to take us in the direction of God. He is the object of study of Vedas. This is what Kathopanishad says. Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā also says, Vasudeva para Veda, Vasudeva paramakhaha, meaning the goal of cultivating Vedic knowledge is to reach God. All sacrifices, that means all yajna, are also done or meant for pleasing the God, for pleasing Him. In his tribute to Sri Krishna, Arjuna expressed this realization that the personal form of Lord standing before him was the same supreme absolute truth. That is the object of all Vedic knowledge. Now, this is the core description of the core essence. the tattva, that is imperishable, eternal, creator, foundation of the entire universe. But we must note that the word Purush here does not denote a man only. Purush means not only a male. It does not denote God as a male only. Pur means the town, a residing place, such as Nagpur, Raipur, Kanpur, all Pur, no? We have learnt in Adhyaya 5 that the Chaitanya, Jivatma, resides in the Navadvar, Navadvari Puri Dehi, that we learn in 5th Adhyaya, a city of 9 gates. Thus, men should not misunderstand that the word Purush in this context, that only Purush are God and females are not God. That is not the meaning of Purush here. And use it as yet another excuse to suppress the women. All males are God, so you should obey our orders. There are people to quote Geeta who say Purush. Gita says Purush is God. Gita has never said Stri is God. This they use to endorse their superiority over women, arguing that God is said to be a male. In fact, they expect women to treat the men as God and follow all of their instructions and orders. But this is rubbish. God is not Purush. Purush means all living beings. So in this shloka, the Lord is imperishable supreme being who is attributeless and formless and who has been described in scriptures as the absolute or as Parabrahma, who is realized by the liberated souls. That is the objective of our life, to get liberated and realize the God. Arjuna has said further in this shloka that the Lord is the ultimate resort of support of the entire universe. At the final dissolution, Mahapralaya, the entire universe merges in him. And at the beginning of new creation, it again emanates from him. From Shashvasha Dharma Gupta, Arjuna says that when there is a decline in righteousness and rise of unrighteousness, that means dharma is coming down, adharma is increasing, the Lord, by the incarnation, destroys all evil and protects the Sanatan Dharma. We learn in 4th Adhyaya, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyatthanav dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. And on incarnation, what he does? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Further, avyah shashvatam purusham atome. Arjuna says, Lord is eternal, imperishable being, the Almighty God, who remains imperishable even when the entire universe perishes. At Mahapralaya, the universe perishes, but he is beyond that. The ancient Purush is Parabrahma, from whom the Mool Prakriti emanates. The universe comes out of you, and at Pralaya time, it goes back to you. This is the feeling of Arjuna, which God explained in Adhyaya 8 also. His other powers or attributes are Tat and Om, which we study in 17th Adhyaya also, Chitta and Ananda. They also emanate from him. He is the sole creator of the universe and the creator and protector of the eternal dharma, Dharma Gupta, on the basis of which this universe operates. Om and Tat are the individual and universal souls. So in this shloka, Arjuna addresses Sri Krishna as imperishable, the ultimate truth, the basis of the universe, and the eternal dharma, and the timeless spirit, Purush. A small anecdote on this. Once a king invited a group of scholars and saints to his court. He asked them a profound question. Which is the one thing in this world that never perishes? My kingdom will fade, my wealth will vanish, even my body will one day turn to dust. Then what is eternal? The scholars gave many different answers. Some said knowledge is imperishable. Others said virtue, punya is imperishable. Others said fame is imperishable. Finally, a saint, he was sitting silently there. He was asked to speak, and he spoke like this: Your Majesty, all these things, wealth, fame, even knowledge, have their limits. The only imperishable truth is the divine consciousness, Paramatma. It is the foundation of all dharmas, the support of the universe, and the eternal witness of everything. Everything else comes and goes, but the divine consciousness remains unchanged. On this answer, the king bowed down and he said, Truly, you have shown me what is eternal. So the moral of this shloka is, Arjuna realizes in this universe, the Lord is the imperishable foundation of everything. Recognizing this eternal truth is the essence of wisdom. Continue further. Shloka 19. Anadimadhyantavananda viryam anandabahum shashisurya netram pashyami tvan deepta hutasha bhaktram swatejasa vishwamidantapantam. Anadi is without beginning. Madhya is middle. Antam, end. Ananta, unlimited. Viryam, glories. Ananta, unlimited, we say the old there. Bahum is arms. Shashi the moon. Surya, the sun. Netram, the eyes. Pashyami, I see. Tvam, you. Deepta, blazing. Hutasha Bhaktram, the fire coming out from the mouth. Hutasha Bhaktram. Bhaktar is mouth. Hutash is the fire emitting mouths. Swatejasa, by your own radiance. Vishwam, the universe. Idam, this. And tapantam, heating. So Arjuna is describing, I see you without beginning, middle and end. Here he is repeating himself. This you must observe that he is repeating himself. He has said this earlier also. Now he's saying again, I see you without beginning, without middle and without end. Infinite in power, with limitless arms. Anantabahum. And the sun and moon as your eyes. Shashisurya Netram. Mouth as blazing fire, hitting the universe with your lustrous radiance. Deepta Hutasha Bhaktram, Swatejasa Vishwamidantapantam. In Shloka 16, Anekabaho Dharabhaktanetram, Arjuna has already said this, that the form of Lord is without beginning, without middle and without end. Now he is repeating the same, just after 3 shlokas. This is out of excitement over what he is seeing. If a statement is uttered repeatedly in amazement, it is taken as an expression of wonder and not considered as some mistake or literally flaw. For example, on seeing a snake, one may scream, oh look, snake, 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 saap, saap, saap. Or in some situation, when there is a burglar, we say, chor, 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 like that. We repeat ourselves so many times. Or bachao, 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 save, save, like that. Or help, help, help. Arjuna is similarly repeating his words out of excitement, amazement. However, there is a small difference in this repetition, which we will see soon. God is indeed without beginning and end, because he is birthless. So when no birth, there is no end. No birth and no death. So no beginning and no end. That is because space, time are within him. So he is beyond the measure of their limits of space and time. He cannot be encompassed either by space or time. Further, the sun and the moon and the stars, they receive their energy from the Lord. Thus, he is the one who provides warmth to the universe through these entities. We learn in 10th Adhyay, the Vibhutis of God. Anadi Madhyam. Arjuna saw the Lord without the beginning, middle or end. That is, he had no limits. In the 16th shloka, Arjuna had said, I see neither your beginning, nor middle, nor end. This statement conveyed the infinite cosmic body, that is infinite in space. Now in this shloka 19, it is in the context of infinitude of the time. Space and time. Earlier shloka was about the space. Now this is about the time. It means the Lord of time and space. All the time and space is within him. Then how can he be encompassed by space and time if he is beyond those? In other words, he cannot be measured like space or time. Ananta Viryam. Arjuna wants to convey that Lord's power, strength, glory and energy are all Ananta, limitless. Ananta Bahum, the Lord is endowed with numberless, countless arms. Shashisuri Netram, the sun and moon which illuminates the entire earth, universe, are the Lord's eyes. Thus, the universe is illuminated by his light. Deepta Hutashavaktaram, the Lord's mouth is blazing fire, which receives various articles offered when we perform the yajna. That is that Deepta Hutashavaktaram, which we see in the when we perform the yajna. Swatejasa Vishwadanta Pantam, the Lord heats the universe with his radiance. The light radiated from the Chaitanya Tattva, Paramatma Tattva, is the light of itself and not borrowed light. Sun and moon borrow light from him. He doesn't borrow light from anybody. So the soul has to be self-lightened, self-enlightened, because the soul enlightens every moment of life. This stage of soul has the power to create another life. We've been endowed with that, isn't it? So, this shloka, 16th shloka, it says, it describes Arjuna's Vishwarupa as boundless, without beginning, without middle, and without end, shining with infinite radiance, like blazing sun and fire, which dazzles in all directions. Again, a small anecdote about this shloka. There was once a group of villagers who had never seen the sea. They lived far inland, so they had not seen the sea earlier. All they knew was small ponds and rivers. One day, a traveler who had seen the ocean came to their village. The villager asked him, "What is the sea like? Samundar kaisa hota hai?" The traveler thought for a moment and he said, "Imagine your pond, but far bigger than this pond." The villager said, twice bigger this pond?" The traveler laughed. He said, No, countless times bigger. So vast that one eye cannot see the other shore of the sea. So deep, no one can measure. So powerful that its waves roar endlessly. The villager tried to imagine what he's talking about, this traveler. But their small minds could not contain the immensity of the ocean. In the same way, when Krishna shows his Vishwarupa to Arjuna, in this shloka, Arjuna realizes that the divine form is limitless. Like the ocean was limitless for those villagers, the divine form of Krishna is limitless, without beginning, without middle, and without end, glowing with infinite light, like thousands of suns blazing together. Just as the villager could not truly imagine the sea, so too the human mind cannot truly grasp the infinite glory of the divine. That is the shloka talks about. So the moral of the story is, the divine cannot be confined to limit. The divine cannot be confined to limited human understanding. God's reality is boundless, radiant, and far beyond what the senses can perceive. Okay, continue this with shlok number 20. Dyava prithivyordamantaram hi vyaptan tvayekena dishascha sarvaha drushtvadbhutam rupamugranta vedallokatraya pravidham mahatman. Dyava prithivyordamantaram, the space between heaven and earth. He, certainly. Vyaptam, vyapta is to pervade, to occupy. Vaya, by you. Ekena, alone. Dishascha, directions. Sarva, all. Drushtva, by seeing. Adbhutam, wonderful. Rupam, form. Ugram, terrible. Tava, your. Idam, this. Loka, loka is loka. all the three lokas, Swarga, Prithvi, Patal. Trayam is three. Pravyathitam, perturbed, disturbed. Mahatman, the great soul. That means that's Vishwarupa. So, Dhyava Prithivorudamantaram hi vyaptan tvaike nishishya sarvaha drishtadbhutam rupam grandavedal lokatraya pravyathitam Mahatman. The space between heaven and earth and all the spheres is pervaded by you alone. Seeing this marvelous and frightening fierce form, the three worlds are trembling in fear. Lokatraya pravyathitam Mahatman. O greatest of all, Lord Krishna. So Arjuna says, O omnipresent Lord, you are pervading in all the 10 directions. The whole earth, the sky above, the space between, all living beings are shuddering in fear of you. And now, why should the three worlds shudder before the universal form when they have not seen it? Only Arjuna and Sanjay were able to see, no? Then why the other people are getting afraid of it? Arjuna implies that everyone is functioning in the fear of God's laws. His commandments, his regulations are in place, and everyone is obliged to submit to them. Ramayana says, Karma pradhana biswa kari rakha, jo jasa kari so tasa falachaka. Meaning, the world functions according to the law of karma. Whatever we do, we will have to reap the karmic results. God is the supreme lawmaker, and everyone is subject to dominion of his laws. Now, even if the three worlds are not able to visualize the Vishwarupa, because they do not have the Divya Drishti, they sure sensed the immense heat and the uneasiness in the entire space due to Vishwarupa. We and all other living entities, including the animals and birds, go silent and feel very uneasy at the time of full solar eclipse. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, when there is total darkness, those who have seen full solar eclipse, they will remember that moment. How uneasy it becomes. It is a total calm. Even the bird chirping stops. So this Vishwarupa, though it was not seen by all, but they could see the effect of it. They could feel the effect of it. Mahatma. Arjuna says Mahatma. By this address, Arjuna means to say that his self is the greatest of all. Mahatma. No one can equal him. The entire space between heaven and earth is filled with the Lord. Dhyava Prithivorudamantaram hi vyaptan tvaika nishishya sarva. The Lord is all pervading. He pervades in all 10 directions. East, west, north, south, east, north, northwest, west, south, southwest, upwards, downwards, all 10 directions. And Drishtadbhutam Mugrantaveda Lokatrepavatam Mahatman. Arjuna, after describing the frightening form of the Lord, now starts describing the results of that form. What is the result of the Vishwarupa on all the three lokas? Seeing a dreadful, uncommon, fierce form from all the beings inhabiting the heaven, the earth, and the netherworld, that means Patal, are greatly alarmed, are trembling in fear. As I said, they could see the effects of this. They could not physically see the Vishwarupa. Seeing means experiencing, not physically seeing by eyes. The entire space between the heaven and earth is pervaded by you alone. You alone exist in every direction. This experience on its own is so overwhelming. It is such profound experience that it is evoking tremendous fear in Arjuna. But what is this fear in his mind? The fear is reflection of attachment to the body. And it arises in the experience of infinite, because in order to experience the limitless, one will have to withdraw from the limited. We are limited. We want to experience the limitless. How can we do? The limited I of the body will have to withdraw from this. I embody this, we will have to forget. Then only we can experience the limitless. If we are limited, how can we experience the limitless? How can you experience the infinite, limitless essence of Parabrahma unless you move away from the identification with a limited body. Your body is limited, you want to experience the unlimited. How is it possible? As you go deeper and deeper into meditation, it is likely that one gets gripped by a strange fear of not being able to come back to normal. That is what happens in meditation. You go so deep that you forget anything existing around you. And as such is the intensity of this fear that I may not be able to come to my normal way, normal life, that the meditation gets disrupted. People come out of meditation abruptly. Fear arises because we cannot imagine ourselves without body. The attachment to body is so deeply rooted that we are afraid that if the body goes, where will I go? And sometimes people give up meditation totally. So it is the intensity of fear. When there is fear that during meditation, I will lose my body. See, after all, to lose one's sense of existence, to really dissolve one's sense of I-ness cannot be a very pleasant experience. We may talk so much about it, but to really experience that I am not there is not so easy to realize. Easier said than done. But again, the question is, how can the limited know the limitless? See, it is impossible to retain the sense of I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect, and simultaneously experience the limitless existence. It is impossible. Now the choice is yours, whether you want to come out of body feeling or whether you want to say I am body and I am happy with this. I don't want to experience the Lord. Choice is yours. This I will have to dissolve if you want to experience the God. It will have to go away. As long as this I does not dissolve, one will not experience the infinite existence. Now this gives rise to the most confusing question. What is the confusing question? In the absence of I, if I gets dissolved, who will then be left to experience the infinite? I is dissolved. Then who will experience the infinite? Something has to be there to experience the infinite. I is gone. I is dissolved. Who will experience the infinite? So this is a fantastic and such mind-boggling question with which no words can answer. You have to go into meditation to experience this. Arjuna is voicing his fear, his bewilderment to Lord, and continues thus in the next shloka as well. He says, Ami hitpam surasanga vishanti kechid bhita pranjalayo grananti swastityuktva maharshi siddha sangha stvanti tvam srivih pushkaravihi. Ami is all those. He, certainly. Tvam, you. Surasanga. Sura is demigods. Sangha is groups. Groups of demigods, devtas. Vishanti is to enter. Kichit, some of them. Bhita, out of fear. Pranjalam, that is with folded hand. Pranjal, this is pranjal. So with folded hands. Grunanti, are offering prayers. Swasti, all peace. Iti, thus. Ukta, speaking. Siddha Sangha, groups of perfect beings. Siddha Purush. Siddha Sangha. Stuvanti, are singing the praise, the prayers. Tvam, you. Stuti bhi, with prayers. Pushkala bhi, the Vedic mantras. So, Ami hitva surasanga vishanti kiji bhita pranjaliyo grunanti swasti tiktva maharsi siddha sangha stvanti tvam stutve pushkala bhi. Scores of demigods, surasanga, are entering into you, vishanti. Some are singing your glory out of sheer fear. Whereas healing may all be well, some are singing this also. Great sages and siddhas, the perfect beings, are praising you by chanting the glorious Vedic hymns. See, Arjuna is seeing here the Kala root of Sri Krishna. That is, his form was all devouring, fast eating. He has come here to destroy everything. The marching onslaught of time consumes even the greatest personalities. Time has the greatest power. Kal does not bother for anyone, including the celestial gods. Arjuna sees them entering into the universal form with folded hands in submissiveness, samarpan, to that Kalarup of God. At the same time, he sees the sages and the perfected souls praising the Lord enthusiastically with their thoughts, with their words, and with their deeds. See, the cosmic form of God is no doubt is shockingly frightening to the host of rishis and siddhas. But a few god rishis, devarshis, like the legendary Kapil, or Narada, or Maharishi Vedavyas, or Bhrugu, or Atri Rishi, etc., being highly advanced spiritual luminaries, understanding the purpose of the occasion and the divine nature of the Lord, were peacefully and devotedly appealing, requesting to the Lord, unaffected by the universal divine form. Arjuna saw this in the divine body of God. Now, a small anecdote about this. Once a small child was playing with clay toys. His father, who was a sculptor himself, had made different forms of the same clay. He made animals, houses, trees, and human figures from that clay. The child got attached to each form and started quarreling with other children who touched them. Ye mera hai, don't touch it. Seeing this, the father smiled, took a lump of clay, pressed all the toys back into that clay. He said, my child, all these forms are nothing but clay. The shapes may differ, but the essence is one. Similarly, in this adhyay, Shri Krishna grants Arjuna the divine vision to see the Vishwarupa, to see his Vishwarupa, the infinite cosmic form. Until then, Arjuna saw Krishna only as his friend, charioteer, and the guide. But when Krishna revealed his universal form, Arjuna realized that all beings, all worlds, all forms, creation, preservation, and destruction were but different expressions of the one supreme reality. Just as the child realized that everything was made of clay, Arjuna understood that everything in the universe is Krishna himself. That is the conclusion of this Vishwarupa. So Adhyay 11, this Adhyay Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga, it teaches us that the divine is not limited to any one form or name. The God pervades in entire universe. And when we see this truth, our vision expands beyond attachment and beyond all sorts of fears. Okay, continue with slok number 22. Rudraditya vaso ye cha sadhya vishveshvano mardashchoshmapasya gandharva yaksha surasiddha sangha vikshante tvam vismitaschaiva sarve. Rudra is the manifestation of Lord Shiva, Rudra. Adityan, son of Aditi. Vasava is Vasav, gods. This is also a form of gods, Vasava. Ye, all those. Sadhya, the Siddhas. Vishve, Vishwadevas. Ashvinau, is the forefathers, ancestors. Gandharva, of the Gandharvas. Asura the demons. Siddha, the perfected demigods. Sangha, to come to group, to assemble. Vikshante, are seeing. Tvam, you. Vismita, in wonder. Sarve, all. So Arjuna says, Rudraditya Vaso Icha Sadhya Vishveshvano Mardashashma Pascha Gandharva Yaksha Sura Siddha Sangha Vikshante Tvam Vismitaschaiva Sarve. The 11 Rudras, the 12 Adityas, 8 Vasus, 12 Sadhyas, 10 Vishwadevas, 2 Ashwini Kumars, and 49 Marud gods, host of Gandharvas, Yakshas, Asuras, Siddhas, they all gaze at you in sheer amazement. Vismitaschaiva sarve. Rudraditya Vasuvita Sadhya Vishveshvano Mardashashma. When we have studied 16th shloka, we discussed the names of 11 Rudras and 12 Adityas, 8 Vasus, 2 Ashwini Kumars, and 49 wind gods. Now 12 sadhyas are mana, anumanta, prana, nara, yana, chitti, haya, naya, hamsa, narayana, prabhava and vibhu. These are the siddhas. 10 Vishwadevas are Kratu, Dakshas, Shrava, Satya, Kala, Kama, Dhuni, Kuruvan, Prabhavan and Romanu. And 7 Ushpama, Pitars, that means ancestors. Pitars, types of Pitars are Kavyayaha, Anala, Soma, Yama, Aryama, Agnisattva and Varhisat. They are called Ushmapa. Ushma is hot, isn't it? They are called Ushmapa because we offer hot food to our Pitars on their annual day. When we perform Shraddha, we offer them hot food. So they are Ushmapa. They take hot food. Then Gandharva Yaksha Sura Siddha Sangha. The Gandharvas are born of 3 wives, Muni, Praha and Arishta of Kashyap Rishi. Gandharvas are expert in the art of different melodies and music. They are the musicians of the heaven, Gandharvas. Yakshas are said to be born of Rishi Kashyap's wife, Khasa. Her name was Khasa. And Asuras, demons, are the Daityas, Danavas and Rakshasas, who are sworn enemies of Devas, of demigods. Kapil, etc. are the known Siddhas. And further, Vikshantitma Visuddha Sheva Sarve. All the above mentioned gods and Ushmapas and all that, Gandharva, Yakshas were gazing at the Lord in amazement. Vismita Sheva Sarve. They were at the same time a part of cosmic form of God. How can they be anything out of that form? It is a Vishwarupa. Entire Vishwa is there in that form. So they are also a form of that, they are also a part of that Vishwarupa. This continues to next shloka, 23rd. Rupam mahatte bahuvaktra netram mahabaho bahubahurupadam bahudaram bahudamshtra karalan dattva lokah pravetidas tathaham. Rupam is the form. Mahat, very great, big. Te, of you. Bahu, many. Vaktra, faces, we already discussed that. Netra is eyes, we know that. Mahabaho, the mighty arm. Bahu, many. Uru means thighs. Padma is the legs. Bahu udaram, many bellies. Bahu damshtra, many teeth. Draštva, seeing. Loka, all lokas. Swarga, Prithvi, Patal. Prabhviditam, perturbed. Tatha, similarly, aham, I also. So Arjuna says, seeing this, Arjuna in the next shlokas, while describing the fearful cosmic form of Lord, explains its effects on the universe. He says, O mighty arm, seeing your immeasurable and frightening form with all numerous mouths, numerous eyes, numerous arms, numerous thighs, feet, bellies, and gruesome, fearful teeth, all the worlds are terror-stricken, perturbed, and so am I. Aham also. The description in shlokas 15 to 30 of this adhyay are in the following forms. Shlok 15 to 18, what we have read, they describe the cosmic manifestations, divine form. Cosmic manifestations, divine form. Shlok 19 to 20, description of his terrible form. Shlok 22 to 30, we will discuss his very scary, dreadful form. Bahuvaktra Netram, the Lord's mouth, eyes in his dreadful cosmic form, were of various sizes, various shapes, and expressed different moods. Bahu Rupadam, the arms, the thighs, the feet were also of different sizes, different shapes, and different colors. And their movement were also very unusual. After beholding the terrible teeth, the Lord's in the Lord's mouth, the worlds were terrified. And Arjuna says, he is also terror-stricken. Dushtva loka prabhisada tathaham. I am also. Why is Arjuna repeating himself after about comments on the cosmic form. We have seen this description in the previous shlokas also. Now there are several reasons for his repeating this. First is Arjuna is seeing the novelty and speciality in each part, in each phase of that cosmic form. And as he sees, he is describing again and again. After having a vision of God's cosmic form, Arjuna was so confused and alarmed that he did not remember it, that I have already described it earlier also, and I am repeating myself. He did not remember that. When man is overwhelmed with emotions of fear or joy or sorrow or surprise, he generally repeats the word that we discussed already. We discussed after seeing the snake how we start shouting the snake, snake again and again. Upanishad says the supreme entity has thousands of heads, thousands of eyes, and thousands of feet. He envelops the universe, but is transcendental to it. He resides in all the humans, about 10 fingers above the navel, in the lotus of the heart. That is what the Upanishad says about the Lord. Kathopanishad says it is from the fear of God that the fire burns. It is from the fear of God that the sun shines. And it is about the fear of Him that the wind blows and the Indra causes the rain to fall. Everybody is scared of him. Even Yamaraj, the god of death, trembles before him. That is what the Kathopanishad says. Now we should note that those who are beholding, those who are seeing, and those who are not beheld, who are being beheld, that means seen. Those who are seeing and those who are being seen, those who are terrifying and those who are already terrified, all those beings and Arjuna himself is a part of the cosmic form. How can anything be outside God? Everything is in that form only. Navasprusham deepta vaneka varnam vyattananam deepta vishala nitram dratva hitvam pravvedhitantaratma dhanda vindami shamincha Vishnu. Navasprusham, oh my God, Navasprusham, touching the sky. Deepta vaktam, glowing. Aneka, many. Varnam, colors. Ananam, ananam is in the mouth. Diptam, glowing. Vishala, very great, very big. Netram, eyes we know. Dhrutva, seeing. Tvam, you. Prabhidita, perturbed. Anta, within. Atma, soul. Dhrutim, the steadiness. No, not. Vindami, I have. Shamam, mental tranquility. Vishnu, oh Lord Vishnu. So Arjuna is now calling him Vishnu, not Krishna. He says, when I see your form touching the sky, Navasprusham, effulgence in many colors, with mouth wide open, Vyaptananan, with large shining eyes, my heart trembles with fear. I lose courage and find no peace, O Lord Vishnu. Seeing the cosmic form of God changed the nature of Arjuna's relationship with Krishna. Now he knows he is not my friend Krishna, he is Lord Vishnu. Earlier he had been looked upon him, he has looked upon Krishna as an intimate friend, interacted in a manner befitting to a close associate. He was aware at the back of mind that Krishna was God. But the love overflowing his heart would make him forget the almighty aspect of Krishna's personality. So much was the bonding between him and Krishna. All he would remember was that he loved his friend Krishna more than anything else in the world. That is the nature of love. It absorbs the mind so deeply that the devotee forgets the formal position of his beloved Lord. And if the formality is retained, then the love is unable to manifest in its fullness. For example, a wife loves her husband deeply. Though he may be the governor of the state, the wife only looks upon him as her husband. आप governor होंगे उधर office में, you are my husband. That is what she treats him in the house, isn't it? And that is how she is able to interact intimately with him. If at home also she starts saying my lord and all that, will it be a good relationship? If she keeps this thought all the time in her mind that her husband is a governor, then each time he comes by, she will be inclined to pay a more ceremonial respect to him rather than love. So the knowledge of the official position of the beloved gets immersed in the loving sentiments. The same phenomena takes place in the devotion to the God. God is God. But Arjuna is considering that God as his friend. And that relationship of friendliness has overpowered his sentiment as a God towards Krishna. The cowherds of Brij merely viewed Sri Krishna as their bosom buddy, as their bosom friend. See the sweetness of loving interactions between Sri Krishna and his cowherd friends. They play games together, and when Sri Krishna loses the game, he becomes a horse. आप घोड़ा बनो अभी, आप हार गए. Sitting on his 2 hands and 2 legs, and his friends riding on him. If the cowherd friends remembered that Sri Krishna was God, they would never have the prudence or the courage to do such a thing. And the Lord too relishes the intimacy of such interactions with his devotees in which they relate to him as a dear friend. Sri Krishna enacted the famous Govardhan Leela. He lifted it with his one finger. He lifted the Govardhan hill on the little finger of his left hand to protect the residents of Brij from the torrential rains caused by the Indra. He was ferocious. Indra was very angry, and he caused that ferocious torrential rains. However, Sri Krishna's little cowherds were not impressed with Krishna lifting with his one finger. In their eyes, Krishna was merely a lovable friend. They did not believe that he could lift the hill. The cowherd friends applied their sticks from the bottom of the hill. To the bottom of the hill, they put their little sticks to the bottom of the hill, thinking that they were the actual lifters of the hill. Now, when the cowherd boys saw Indra, the king of heaven, coming down and offering obeisances, pranam, to their friend Lord Krishna, he realized that Krishna is God. Till that time, they were thinking, oh, we are supporting the Krishna by putting the sticks to the bottom of the hill. So they began looking at him differently when they saw that Indra is also holding his hands in front of him. So they began looking at him differently and fearfully from a distance. Seeing their devotional sentiment change from friendship to awe and reverence, Sri Krishna got disturbed. He did not like it. Mournfully said, that loving exchange we were enjoying has vanished. We are friends. Now you are getting scared of me. They are now thinking that I am God. Then by his Yoga Maya power, he made them to forget what they had seen about Indra coming down and all that. And they then felt that Krishna was nothing more than their friend. Arjuna was also a devotee of Krishna in Sakhya Bhava. He was used to relating to Krishna as his friend. That is why he agreed to Krishna. He agreed that Krishna be his chariot driver. If Arjuna knew that he is Bhagavan, would he do that? But he is considering Krishna as his friend. If devotion had to be motivated by the fact that Sri Krishna was Supreme Lord of all creations, Arjuna would never have allowed him to do such a thing as a charioteer of his Ratha, such a demeaning service. But now, seeing Sri Krishna's infinite splendor, inconceivable opulences, his friendly sentiments towards Sri Krishna, he is now replaced by fear. He says, I am also scared now. He says, Vishnu. Arjuna now knows very well that his old good friend, his chariot driver Krishna, is none other than Lord Vishnu himself, who incarnated as Krishna in order to lighten the burden of the earth. Diptamanika Varnam, the Lord's terrible cosmic form, was multicolored and effulgent. Navasprishan, his form was so tall that it was touching the sky. It means that as far as Arjuna could see, he saw the cosmic form of Lord touching the sky. It indicates that even the Divya Drushti, divine sight bestowed to Arjuna by Lord, could not have access to the end of the limitless cosmic form of the God. Just like a wild beast, the Lord's mouth was wide open, Vyattananam, to ingest the entire universe. His eyes were large, shining, and fiery. Arjuna says that he was very much frightened at the sight of Lord's cosmic form, and he lost his courage, his self-control, and his peace of mind. You see, when you have an experience that you were not prepared for, not ready for, it is but natural that the experience will make you fearful. Arjuna is going through the same process. Thus, one has to gradually, step by step, prepare oneself. To an unprepared person, any sudden deep experience like this, it may be divine also, it will become unbearably unsettling and shaking experience for him. And the same is happening with Arjuna. All that he was experiencing was beyond his understanding and beyond his imagination. Another point worth noting here is that Arjuna is now calling Krishna as Lord Vishnu. This is the Dvaita Bhav, duality of Bhagavad Gita, where the worshipper and the worshipped are two, unlike the Advaita Bhav, which does not recognize the duality. The fact that all these celestial beings are trembling, seeing the terrifying cosmic form of the Lord, indicates that they also had that Dvaita Bhav, that we are different, Lord is different. But it is the greatness of Gita that all the sects, all the beliefs, whether Dvait or Advait, they derive their strength and authority from Gita. It is in fact the greatness of Krishna who is incapable of being confined to one belief only. You can't confine Krishna to Advait or to Dvait. He himself makes available to all sincere hearts, whether they are Dvait or where they are Advait. Okay, we'll take last shloka of today and then we'll wind up the session for the day. Taushtra karala nijate mukhani drashtvaiva kala nalasannibhani disho na jane na lavecha sharma prasida devesha jagannivasa. Taushtra karalani bhayanakani. Horrible description is coming now. Taushtra is the teeth. Karalani, terrible. Te, your mukhani, faces, drashtva, seeing. Kala anala, the fire of death. Sannibhani, as if. Disha, directions. Na jane, I don't know. No, not labhe, I obtain. Sharma, sharma is not getting embraced. Sharma is grace or peace. Prasida, to be pleased. Devesha, O Lord of Lords. Deva Isha, Lord of all gods. Jagan Nivasa, the refuge of the entire world. So Arjuna says, seeing your mouths, Doshtra Karalanite Mukhani, Drashveva Kala Nalasandibhani, seeing your mouths with fearful teeth, resembling the raging fire at the time of universal destruction, as if the Agni Pralay is going to happen or what. I lose the very sense of direction, nor do I find the peace. Disho na jane na labecha sharma. Prasida. Therefore, please be kind to me, Lord of gods, Devesha, and the shelter of the universe, Jagannivasa. Be gracious and please have mercy. Arjuna is scared now, seeing that Vishwarupa. He can no longer see it. God reveals now the form of death and destruction. Unlike the earlier revelations of beauty and splendor, because God is the totality of creation, preservation and destruction also. This is the mood of God when he is in the form of destruction. Prakriti performs this role of God as his obedient servant. Drashtra karala nichite mukhani, drashtra kala nalasandibhani. Arjuna says that seeing Lord's frightful faces on account of his terrible teeth and flaring like a raging fire at the time of universal destruction, as if Agni Pralay, he was terror-stricken. Dishonar jane labecha sharma. Beholding such a terrible form of Lord, Arjuna could not even know the four quarters of the world. The quarters are known with the help of sunrise and sunset. Which is east, which is west, which is north, which is south, isn't it? But the splendor of Lord was more than even the effulgence of 1,000 suns. blazing together. Divi Surya Sahastrasya, Vaidya Bhagavadgītā. So he lost the sense of direction. And so, being utterly amazed and confused, he lost happiness and peace of mind. Prasida Devesha Jagannivasa. After beholding the frightening form of Lord, being terror-struck, Arjuna thought that he was displeased and angry. This is the angry mood of God or what? So he prayed to him for his mercy and his kindness. See, Arjuna is now seeing God as the destroyer, Kalanala Sandivani. The end comes, and it does come to the all, isn't it? If it is a microbe, the end may come in a few hours. For human beings, the end may come after maybe say 100 years at the most. And for some stars, the end may come after 1 billion of years. But it does come. It does come. The end does come. The monsoon moth, that patanga, what we see, it has a lifespan of only 2 hours. 2 hours. In the rain, thousands are suddenly there and suddenly they cease to exist. They surely don't have a calendar on their wall as we want. Because they will say, what is the use of calendar? What is this month? We don't know what is month. We don't believe that there is anything like a month or a year. Give us a calendar for 2 hours. Our life is 2 hours. Can you give a calendar for 2 hours? Every little second would count terribly. Every millionth part of the second would be precious for that moth. If we try to tell these creatures that human beings live 100 years, which is 1,000 times more than them, they would even not be able to grasp the scope of this 100 years. What is 100 years? We don't understand. On the other end of the scale, there is our own sun. Sun is Divakar. Divakar, if you translate literally, it means the day maker. So is the day maker for us. He was born about 6 billion years ago, the sun god. And he will be gone like all other suns after completing 10 billion years. So he is there for another 4 billion years. Among galaxies, they would all say, oh, the sun is gone now. What a premature death. Only 10 billion years. 10 billion years and gone. Very premature death. This fellow did not last long. The galaxies will say. Here yesterday and gone tomorrow. It is like the day of Brahmadeva and the night of Brahmadeva. We learn that in 8th Adhyaya. What is Brahmadeva's day and what is Brahmadeva's night. We cannot even grasp these things as the moth cannot grasp human lifespan. According to Geeta, even the universe itself will come to an end. Estimates of lifespan of the universe begin at 40 billion years and they go up from there. Some say 40 billion, some say 50 billion, something. But eventually, Shri Krishna will come to death and say, even for you, the time is up now. Universe, the time for you is up now. But the most wonderful thing is that you and I can break out of this terrible cycle even when the galaxies, which the galaxies cannot avoid. Even the sun god will perish, but we have a technique by which we will never perish. You and I can conquer death. In Hindu tradition, we have a saying that just as the robber does not attack or kill someone with no precious gems or gold, the death cannot destroy those who no longer wear jewels of their selfish desires. We go through life full of such desires. I must have this food, I must have that dress, I must have that car. It is this unfulfilled cravings that ties us to our physical and mental conditions for the whole of our life. Then when the great robber, that is Mr. Death, knocks on our door, he cries out, here is a rich person. So he has many desires for me to rob. He is a very rich fellow. He has many desires. I can rob him easily. Gita teaches us to learn this reality of our life. Remove all selfish desires and cut through the obsessive identification with the body once and for all. After that, though our body will come to an end, there will be no rupture in the consciousness at the time of death. The death will say, oh, this man is nothing, he has nothing. Then nothing to rob. Instead, there will be unbroken awareness of our real self. That fragment of Lord of love who can not be affected even by the last great change called death. So that consciousness, even the death cannot kill. Long ago, there was a saint he was meditating under a banyan tree. A young boy came running to him, trembling in fear. The saint asked him, "Why are you so afraid?" The boy said, "I saw a tiger in the forest. Its very fiery eyes, very sharp teeth, terrified me. I felt as if the death is in front of me." The saint greatly smiled and he explained, "Oh, child, the tiger you saw is only a reflection of the great truth. The Lord too has such a terrifying form. When he reveals his cosmic power as destroyer, just as you saw the tiger's teeth and felt fear, Arjuna also saw Krishna's blazing mouths and terrible fangs and was struck with the awe. But remember, behind that terrifying form is the same Lord who protects, who nurtures, and who guides us. Both his fierce form and his gentle form are part of the same divine reality." The boy's fear melted. He saw that yes, there was a God there also. He folded his hands in reverence, realizing that even what happens as dreadful is also a form of God. So the moral of the story is that the divine has both gentle and terrible aspects. We are seeing the terrible aspects. In the remaining parts of Gita, we see the gentle aspect of Krishna. This is there we see the terrible form of Krishna. To the ignorant, the destructive form brings fear, but not to the wise. To the wise, it reveals the Lord's supreme power and the eternal truth that everything is God. Vasudevam Sarva Iti. We stop here. Thank you so much for your patient hearing. Now the floor is open for you to raise your questions. Jai Shri Krishna to all.
Thank you so much, Bhaiya. Thank you so much for such a nice explanation. Now, I request everyone, those who have the question, kindly raise your hand and if possible on your video. So Bhaiya will answer their questions. Here's a question. Nagaraj ji, please unmute yourself. Nagaraj ji, sorry, Rajendra ji.
Jai Shri Krishna Bhaiya.
Jai Shri Krishna.
I have a doubt.
Yeah.
We heard that the fate is written when we born.
Yes.
The fate cannot be changed, even the Brahma who has written also. That also we came to know. Yeah. So, how these pujas, yajnas, or reading of praying, something like that, how can the fate will be changed?
Good question. You see, we cannot change the destiny. Maybe a fact, yes, we cannot change that. But that does not mean that we cannot come out of the clutches of that past samskars. Cleansing of samskars is possible with great resolve, with great determination. We have seen that history of Valmiki also. He was a robber, he was a killer. But when he got the jnana, he came out of the clutches of his violence, killing, murdering, or robbing the people.
Yeah.
So even if a very sinister, very poppy person can become a Valmiki type Rishi, why can't we? It depends on how we look at our past and how we take it firmly in our mind to repair our farm, to repair our past samskars by doing something good. And once that journey starts on the path of spirituality of doing something good, then you never get distracted from it. Because you start enjoying that journey so much that you start forgetting the past. In the journey, you have to pay for your past debts because karma everybody has to pay. But then when you are advancing on that spirituality, you don't feel anything about those things.
Right.
Sukha, dukkha, everything you take it in equanimity.
Yeah.
That is the change of thought that takes place with your devotional service, with your sadhana. And Gita
Correct.
offers you so many avenues of offering the dedication, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, karma yoga, all that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I am now in US.
जी गुरु भैया गुरु गुरु भैया the name joined with
Jai Shri Krishna.
Rajendra Bhaiya was talking something, so I have unmuted him again. Yes, Rajendra Bhaiya.
Yeah, Rajendra Bhaiya, you were saying something?
No, no, nothing. I'm actually basically from Hyderabad. Presently, I'm in the US.
Oh,
I'm in
okay.
level 4. Yeah.
Level 4. Okay, good. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. So you must be remembering this adhyaya, study of this adhyaya in level 4.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't it? In the class, we cannot discuss so much in details. So it is always
Yeah.
good to
There is no time
know.
also. No? The time is limited there.
Time is limited. So it is therefore
Thank you.
essential that we attend the Vivechan Satras so to know
Yes,
the
yes.
what we are learning during the week. Isn't it?
Unless we know the meaning, this listening is also not fruitful also.
Yeah, Swamiji says always, no, Gita padhe padhe aur jivan mein laye. If you don't know what
Yeah.
you are padhing, what you are studying, what will you bring in the life?
Yes, yes, yes.
So to understand what we are reading is very important. Otherwise, we cannot bring it in our day-to-day life, isn't it?
Yes. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Thank you very much.
जी
Any other questions?
जी गुरु भैया
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri
Bhaiya,
Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
But I have 3 questions. One is regarding Arjuna's feeling and Arjuna's undergoing the situation, which is
Yeah.
said, which is conveyed to Dhritarashtra through Sanjay, right? All these words, what we are hearing from this
Mm-hmm.
Adhyaya.
Yeah.
Okay. And sir, one more thing is in the shloka 21, the last word, the Grananti, what is the meaning of that Grananti?
Is to sing praise of appreciation, Grunanti.
Okay, Grananti.
Yeah.
So one more question, sir.
Yeah.
Like Krishna was a normal common man along with during those from childhood to when he shifted to this
Virat Rupa.
Pandava's life and everything.
Yeah.
And even after all these leelas and this things what are undergoing there, people were addressed him as a Mayavi, you know, not like a god, and they were not knowing as such. But he was doing everything, and he was creating some of the situation.
Yeah.
So how it is like how the people like they were normal people like us, right?
Yes, yes.
So
See,
how
it is
they
that is what we call as Maya. Those who can penetrate that Maya, they only can reach the Paramatma.
they used to call
Those who
Maya.
get
Yeah.
entangled, those who get stuck in that Maya, who cannot penetrate that Maya, they can never reach. Those who could penetrate Krishna's Maya, like Arjuna and Sanjay, after hearing Gita, they could understand.
Okay.
But Dhritarashtra could not penetrate his Maya. Duryodhana could
Correct.
not penetrate his Maya. So that's why they left unbenefited.
It was Krishna's Maya only to give Duryodhana his all the what do you say Sena and all, and
Yeah.
stay with Arjuna.
No, that was to exemplify, to show to the world that God is equipoised. He is not favoring Pandavas or he is not favoring Kauravas. He has given the option. He had
Okay.
given the option to Duryodhana and to Arjuna. I have my Narayan Sena with me and I am there. What do you want? So Duryodhana, he said, what will I take with this person? He says he will not fight the battle also. So he will only be a spectator. Instead of that, I will take his Sena.
But he was knowing that he is a Mayavi.
He
Duryodhana was
never
knowing he was
regarded
a
Krishna
Mayavi.
as God. He thought he is taking
Oh.
he is doing undue favors to Pandavas and he is of no use to Kauravas. So better let me take his Narayani Sena. Well, Arjuna, he knew that being Krishna on my side, I will be guaranteed of a victory probably.
So Duryodhana was a more opportunistic than Arjuna in terms of.
He got stuck in that Maya of God. He saw the greatness of his Narayani Sena. So this is a very peculiar thing of Mahabharata, that the commander, the owner of that Sena is on one side and his Sena is fighting against him.
Yeah. This
Very strange, no?
Totally. Yeah.
This never happens. That the Senapati is on
Correct.
this side and the Sena is on the other side. So Gita has many such wonderful things. I mean, Mahabharata has many such wonderful things. When
Thank
Pitama
you. Thank
Bhishma, when he was lying down on his death bed, shattered by the so many arrows from Arjuna,
Correct.
Arjuna went to him, and Duryodhana, Yudhishthir, all Pandavas went to him with folded hands, and they requested him to say about Vishnu Sahasranam. There is a Vishnu Sahasranam. Yudhishthir says, Ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavata paro mataha, injapan muchyate janma. He asked many questions about the God.
Mm.
And Pitama Bhishma, who was in this condition of almost death, near death, he sung Vishnu Sahasranam for all Pandavas there to tell this about Jnana to Yudhishthira. So this is again strange. Those who are killing you, you are giving them Jnana.
It's totally different.
Mahabharata
Yeah.
Mahabharata is a unique thing. Okay, any
Jai
other
Shri
questions?
Krishna. Thank you.
Jai Shri
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Ji Nagraj ji.
Jai Shri Krishna Dada.
Jai Shri
I am
Krishna.
from Mysore.
Yeah.
Your Vivechan Satras are very interesting. You tell us meaning of each word, and that makes it easy for us to learn the shlokas when our trainers teach us. And the stories you tell also are very relevant to that. Now my question is, Vishwarupa is encompassing everything, the whole universe, limitlessly.
Yes.
In that case, Arjuna, Sanjay, Dhritarashtra are also within him. And when they are within him, from where they see him and from where they could see the entire Vishwarupa, if they are within him, maybe one part of him they could see. How is it is possible that they are outside? Even when we see pictures of the Vishwarupa, it shows, depicts as though Arjuna is sitting outside and
Yeah.
Vishwarupa is in front of him and he is seeing and he is. So is it is possible? Is he not within him itself?
Everything is in him. Everything. Nothing is outside the God. It is, like if a crowd of 1,000 people stand in front of mirror, all 1,000 of them can see themselves in the mirror. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can be yourself also, and you can see yourself as a part of God also. That is what exactly happened in case of Arjuna. That he is describing everything that he is seeing, but he is also a part of that Vishwarup only. Nothing can be out of Vishwarup. That is for sure. If there is
What
something
about
outside
Sanjay?
Vishwarup, that means there is something other than God also that is existing. To
What
say
about
that
Sanjay and Dhritarashtra? They are within him. How Sanjay could see him?
because Sanjay also got Divya Drishti from Maharshi Vedavyas, so he also could see him. So Sanjay and the Arjuna, they were seeing him and they were describing his Vishwarup, while others were listening, though they were a part of Vishwarup only, but they were not able to realize that they are a part of Vishwarup, because they did not have that Divya Drishti.
Okay,
Those
Dada.
who become one with Paramatma, those become one with Paramatma, they could be seen in that Vishwarupa. Let's Surasiddha Sangha and all that we saw, Pushmapas and all that, because they became one with the God. So after a few thousand years, if the God again shows his Vishwarupa, many people from Gita Pariwar who have become one with God after learning Gita, they may be seen as a part of Vishwarup, in that form of Vishwarup of God. So those become one with the God, they could be easily seen in that Vishwarup. Those who are not, they cannot see themselves in that Vishwarup. They remain outside, though they are a part of that Vishwarup. They are a part of Vishwarup, of course, yes. But they cannot see themselves. They cannot realize the God in themselves.
Okay, Dada. Jai Shri Krishna.
Okay, Jai Shri Krishna.
Baba ji, Charan ji.
Hari Om, Namaste. Again. We know from Shastra and Gita that there are three worlds, Swarga, Martya, Patal. So this is ours is Martya. Where is Swarga and where is Patal?
Patal, huh? Patal is said to be below the sea. That is what the belief is. Swarga, see, these are not housing colonies. Swarga is not a housing colony where the people are having apartments, 3-bed, 4-bed apartments, and they are staying there. This is Uchaloka, where the elevated souls, they enjoy the peace of mind in the company of their God. There are Ganesh Loka, Shiva Loka, Vishnu Loka. All these lokas are there, and their respective Ishta Devata have their own loka. That means their own elevated worlds wherein they are resting with their Ishta Devata, with the god for whom they have done the devotional service. So these are not physical structures as such, but these are the places of ultimate jnana, where they reside in those those elevated levels. Those who do not have that, they remain on the earth, like us human beings. We were given an opportunity a few lives back to go to that elevated level. We did not encash that opportunity, and we again came back to this. That is what we call ashubha. Gita says this is ashubha. To get entangled in this cycle of birth and death repeatedly is ashubha. Come out of this ashubha. That is why we are learning something to go up and up in every life. A life will come when we will go to that elevated level, when we will become one with the God. But those who do not understand this, those who do not understand the principle of Paramatma, they go to the lower species. Urdhvam gachanti sattva madhye tishtanti rajasa, jagannaguna vrittistha adho gachanti tamasa. 14th adhyaya we learn this. Those who are tamasic people, they go lower species. Those rajasi, they may come back to this human life again. But those who are sattvic, they go to urdhva, they go to up, higher levels. So these are the things.
जी प्रभात जी.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for explaining this 11th chapter in a very simple way. I had a little confusion that why Arjuna required a divine eye and why Sanjay did not require a divine eye. I think you have just explained that Sanjay got it through some rishi. Vedavasya. But still, sir, my question is, why Arjuna was another big yogi. And then why he required a divine eye? Why he could not open his divine eye? It's because of fear or because of love and affection to the brothers and uncles and grandfathers?
See, this Divya Drishti, it comes by God's grace. You may be yogi. There were thousands of rishis and yogis before Arjuna also and after Arjuna also. But you need to have the grace of God. Paramatma says in 11th Adhyaya, when you come to the end, that all gods, demigods, rishis, munis have been wanting to see this Vishwarupa, but none of them have seen this. You are the only one. You are the only one who has seen this. You need the grace of God for anything good to happen in your life. And Arjuna was a very close friend of God. And in 10th Adhyaya, we learned that Pandavanan Dhananjaya. That means Dhananjaya, Arjuna was his vibhuti only. So he says, you and me are like alter ego. You and me are same. So that closeness is well understood. When he says in 10th Adhyaya, Pandavanan Dhananjaya, that out of all 5 Pandavas, I am Dhananjaya. That means I am you, I am Arjuna. So he has to show his Vishwarup to himself. He's showing it to himself. That's why Arjuna, though he was a friend of Shri Krishna, he was a human being like us.
Yes, he was
He
not.
had his wives, children, everything. He had his weaknesses. We saw his weaknesses in the first Adhyaya also. How he was running away from the battlefield. I don't want to fight, I don't want to fight, I don't want to fight. He was getting attracted by attachments.
Yes, yes, that's what I was.
Yeah. So all those Manavi Vikar, what we say, are there in Arjuna.
Yes.
He may be yogi, but these Vikars, they don't leave anybody. He also had those. That's why he could not see with his material eyes. He had to be imparted this Divya Drishti by Lord. And as I said in the beginning, only Drishti does not help. God has to share his intellect also.
Yes.
The eyes will only see, but whatever you see, it has to be analyzed by your intellect, no?
Yes.
So when you give Divya Drishti, a part of God's intellect also has to come to you. Then only you can understand.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
very,
Yes, sir. That's why Arjuna is always Nar and Krishna is called Narayan.
Narayan. That is what you see in the Badri Kedar. When you go to Badrinath, you see the Narayan.
Narayan. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Geeta ji.
Yeah. Atmavardhan, Pranam, Bhaiya. I'm Geeta from Mumbai. Bhaiya, this chapter is on
Vishwarupa.
Vishwarupa, sorry. Yeah. So Sri Krishna shows a Vishwarupa to Arjuna, right? But
Yeah.
it is a Vishwarupa of Mahavishnu or the Moola Atma Parabrahma?
Parabrahma. This is Parabrahma. Vishnu is a part of Parabrahma. That's why he could see, in today's shlokas we saw, no, that he saw Lord Vishnu also in that Vishwarupa. He saw Rudra, he saw Shiva, he saw Brahmadeva, he saw Vishnu in that Vishwarupa. That means all gods what we worship.
But more of Vishnu, na? But more of Vishnu with Gada, Chakra, Changa and Kamal. So more of Vishnu.
More of it. Because Krishna is an incarnation of Vishnu only.
Yeah.
So more prominence is given to the description of Vishnu in this Vishwarupa.
Okay. But he is the Moola Rupa, Parabrahma, right?
Yeah, he is a Moola, he is a Parabrahma. He is a Parabrahma. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Very nice. Very, very wonderful Vivekans. Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I think now the questions are over. Still anybody want to ask question?
You can reserve your questions if you have any. You can ask in the next session also. It's not necessary that you should ask your questions now only. You are free to ask your questions in any of the sessions about any of the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita from 1 to 700. Any shloka, anytime, you are free to ask your questions. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna to all.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you so much for your time, for your such a nice explanation. Thank you all the sadhak who joined from YouTube and Zoom platform. Thank you our technical department. Thank you our whole backend team for your kind support. Now we will move ahead to the ending part, that is the prayer. योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. Jai Shri Krishna. Now we will chant Hanuman Chalisa.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरनउँ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार. जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर बोली छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय.
Jai Shri Krishna. We will meet again in the next Vivechan session. Till then, Dr. Pooja Sharma, take your leave. Jai Shri